Rick, I was reading a little bit about what you've been dealing with after your back surgery. How have you been since having that operation?
Yeah. Well, I had to have back fusion back this past off season, and the timing of it kind of came right before spring training, so it was kind of bad timing, but something that Dr. Watkins, Sr. and Jr. felt that I would not make it through the season without it. And I'd already been on quite a bit of already pain medication. He said, we just can't keep giving you, that type of medication to get you through the season. So you need the surgery. And so I had my L5 and my S1 fused in February, and then I waited 11 days and then went down to spring training, even though I was limited in what I could do. And it's just been kind of the travel and stuff have been tough, but at the same time, I've been able to get through it. And now, slowly each day, each week, I'm getting better and stronger. So it's going to be all good.
Oh, I'm so glad to hear that. That is great news. And I'm not being glib with this question, Rick. I know there are a lot of people who would have retired or maybe stepped away with the schedule and the travel that comes with Major League Baseball. You've been doing it a long time. Why do you keep doing it even as you have to recover from this back surgery?
Well, it was, something I love to do. I mean, obviously we got a great team and a great pitching staff, and there were days definitely that to manage the pain and stuff. Stay in touch with the doctors a lot to help me get through to when the pain was getting less manageable, but I just knew that felt comfortable with the procedure and the doctors and our training staff here. They've been great to, keep me, moving forward. And so, again, it's, this is what I'm paid to do, and I enjoy it. And even though there was some discomfort, I think we all can get through certain discomforts if we want to.
That is a great point. Rick Honeycutt, Dodgers pitching coach, with us here after hours on CBS Sports Radio. As you say, the Dodgers are a great team, so there's incentive there. And the pitching staff is a big reason why. Tops in a lot of the team categories in the National League and close to the top in Major League Baseball overall. Hyunjin Rio, a big part of that. He had a tough postseason, but he has set an incredible tone the first 2 months of the year. How is he doing it?
Had a super year last year, and I think he's just building off of what he was able to do. Hyunjin's a battler just like all of our guys, and he had worked extremely hard to get himself back in shape, his arm in shape after the shoulder surgery, and unfortunate last April he tore muscle off his groin, and so that he had to battle through that, but came back. I mean, he's really, looking at his time pitching since he's been back has been just, unbelievable numbers. So he just built off of that. I think he's even stronger this year, and he's working extremely hard. He prepares extremely well. And he's got weapons to go out and shut down, any team and any hitter. So, there's nothing but, bright things by this young man that's had to battle a lot of different things to get back to where he was. He came over here and had a great rookie season, and on to the second season, but then had some injuries, and it just shows his fortitude to battle through all that and come back and pitch, just shows how good he is and battled through all that and pitched the way he's pitching right now.
The same could be said of Clayton Kershaw, who's had to navigate a bunch of injuries as well the last several years. And I know there are times when he's been frustrated, but how much does he impress you, Rick, that he continues to find ways to return to the level of pitching that we expect from him?
Yeah, they're both, kind of similar because of and do it in different ways somewhat. But I mean, they're both battlers. I mean, Kershaw just knows no other way but to battle and fight, and no matter what he has on that given day, he's going to give you everything he has, and still find a way to pitch through it and pitch with what he has on that given day. And so I think that's definitely an attribute that people miss, is the ability to get through with what you have and keep your team in. Their job is, and they know it, keep the team in the game. And no matter either one of those guys, either one may not have their best stuff that day, but they just find a way. They don't get rattled. They keep coming at you and find a way to give a good 6 or 7 solid innings and still keep you in the ball game. So it's very, very powerful what they're just not to give in, not to give up attitude that they're going to keep battling.
All right, Rick, this is the million-dollar question, one that a lot of pitchers in Major League Baseball are struggling with right now. If you have to face Cody Bellinger, what strategy do you come up with that's effective against him?
Well, I don't want to give out any of my thoughts about that. The teams might be listening, but Cody has definitely worked extremely hard with our hitting guys this off season, and just has been off to an unbelievable start. And the thing I like about what Cody's changed, is the swing and miss has gone down dramatically. He's walking more, putting the ball in play more, and when he puts the ball in play, people don't realize how fast he is, and been able to even get some infield hits and just by putting the ball in play. And I think that's an important thing that's kind of lost in our game today with the power and the strikeout numbers. That in my day, I mean, your job was not to strike out, put the ball in play, whatever, and go the other way. And I think the other thing is with all these dramatic shifts now, there's hits the other way if you're willing to take them with 2 strikes. So you're seeing him do a lot of different things, hit with power, but also hit with average and super high on base percentage. So you got to give him a ton of credit for making those adjustments and be willing to do it at such a young age.
Dodgers pitching coach Rick Honeycutt not giving us any secrets to pitching to Cody Bellinger. It's After Hours with Amy Lawrence on CBS Sports Radio. You bring up a great point. So much of Major League Baseball is home run, strikeout, and not nearly as much of putting the ball in play, moving runners around, station to station, the small ball type of an attitude. How does that change the approach for pitchers and for you as a pitching coach?
Well, I think, just things all kind of go in I think, somewhat phases, but it'll be interesting to see. I mean, I think the fans love the home run. I don't know how much they love the strikeout. Obviously, there's holes to every hitter that if you can, if you're a good pitcher and expose those positions when you're ahead of him, to make those throws, then you're going to be able to get the swing and miss that you're looking for. But I just think as these over dramatic shifts happen, that teams and hitters are going to have to, make those adjustments. And if they don't make the adjustments, then they're going to continue to be. And that's what you see with good hitters to the average hitter, is they don't make that adjustment. They continue to just do the same thing. And not to use a bad name, but Dave Kingman was either going to strike out, seemed like, or hit a home run type guy. So those are things that you want your hitters, and I think it's going to be pounded in that even taking if they're situation when the situation calls for it, even taking a bunt. I mean, we saw Brandon Belt last night in the 8th inning, with one strike on him, lay down a bunt. So to lead off an inning, I mean, I think those are the things that offenses and players should be looking at doing, just to do what's right for the situation and not look at it as an individual. I think too much of it's, based on the individual. I'm going to, I need my power numbers, to make the money. The thing is, we're looking at how to win how you should be looking at how to help your team and win a game that day.
Well, the Dodgers have won a lot of games over the last couple of years. They've ended up in back-to-back World Series. And I know the two seasons took on completely different characteristics. But how have you seen your guys and the staff as a whole respond to this challenge of getting to another World Series? I mean, it's hard enough to get to one. You guys have gone to 2 in a row, but finally to win one for the first time since '88.
Yeah, I mean, I was fortunate enough to be on the Oakland team that went to 3 straight World Series, and it's hard to do to go once, much less twice. I mean, you see guys that play their whole career and never make it one time to a World Series. So obviously we have a very good team. Had a great run here. Obviously the 17 team got off and to kind of a slow start, but then when we took off and just pretty much breezed with 104 wins, I think it was, and that one was tough. The Houston series, I felt like we definitely had our chances to win that series and came up short in Game 7. But last year we battled through a lot of different things that. And had to battle all the way. Came down to game 163 just to win the division, and there was a lot of positives in last year to get there. And I think that sometimes you got to tip your hat. I mean, Boston was definitely was the better team, pitched better, hit better, and did all the little things that they needed to do, and we weren't able to come up with the key hit or the key pitch. I mean, they scored I don't know how many runs with 2 strikes on them, and very good hitters with two outs. They just we weren't able to make the pitch or the play to stop a rally, and they made things happen. But again, you learn each year. I think the players, the drive in them has to be that they not only want to continue to get better, that they got to see that the small things are what ends up winning. Against good teams, the small things is what makes the difference in winning and losing. And it could be pitching, could be hitting, could be a play. So all those things come into effect, and it's tough to get there, and it's even tougher to win. So. Hopefully this is our year.
I know winning is fun, and so that helps, but these Dodgers look like they're having a lot of fun. A good mix of young guys with some veterans as well. Rick, what's it like to be around this particular team?
Well, that's like you said, that's the right mixture. You got to have the youth. You also have to have the veteran leadership, and we have a good mixture of both. These guys are tireless. I think this group mindset is maybe the best I've seen, because they come day in and day out ready to play. They don't give up at bats. Feel like our starting pitching has been unbelievable, and that's a great combination. And so that our defense has been extremely good. Our outfield play with these young guys, has been extremely strong. So I mean, there's so many positives that you can look at, and you just want them to continue to grow together and have that will of not ever giving up. It's like whoever we came back, at home, I think came up with a four-run last inning against the Mets. I mean, that's just that will of just, it's never over till the last out. So that is that's an extremely powerful way to think and not give up. And I think Dave, you got to give Dave a ton of credit for the way he goes about keeping these players, ready and trying to, give them the rest that they need. Just like we were talking about the pitchers, give the players the rest so that they're ready to play every day and give 100% and never give up in a bat.
We're spending a few minutes with Dodgers pitching coach Rick Honeycutt. And Rick, you've been so generous with your time. Thank you very much. Just one more question before I let you go. How are you feeling about the bullpen, the relievers, and the closer at this point in the season?
Well, Kenley, I have no issues with Kenny. I think he's adjusting to different things. I think this past homestand we saw him use his slider more, use the two-seamer, just be a little bit more unpredictable than he has been in the past. I think that's one thing that again, you always talk about adjustments in this game, and that's we all have to make them over a course of time. And I think you're seeing him do that. I think Pedro Baez has been tremendous, and Dylan Floro has been tremendous. And I think we got other guys in our pen that need to make those adjustments and step up and do their roles. I mean, each part of it is something. I mean, obviously, I know, Joe, there's a lot of pressure coming to a new ball club, and you're supposed to be this guy that did the shutdown like he did in the postseason, and hasn't been there. He's been kind of, good day, bad day right now. So we need we need each one of them, though, to be able to do their role, and they all have the abilities, and we need each one of them to step up and do that. And I think we've had to make there's always adjustments during the course of the season, and we have to figure that out, what guys are able to do which role, and I think it's like when I was playing in Oakland, the job of the bullpen is to get the ball to the closer with the lead. So if we can do that, then I think we're going to be okay.
That is the beauty of the baseball season. Anything can and will happen over the course of 162 games in the regular season. Dodgers pitching coach Rick Honeycutt, of course, longtime veteran of Major League Baseball mounds himself. It's great to catch up with you. Thank you so much.
All right. No problem. Thank you. No problem. Thank you.